Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, ¿y tú? Boring. Let's find out together some way cooler alternatives to estoy bien, ¿y tú? And sound more like a native. Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos. Welcome to Spring Spanish. Yo soy María Fernanda and I am one of the Spanish teachers here at Spring Spanish. And if you watch my video about 8 alternatives to saying ¿Cómo estás? How are you in español? Then this video is the perfect complement because I'm going to teach you the formal, informal, and the Mexican ways to reply to these chunks. So, ¿estás listo? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? I am fine, thank you. And you? This reminds me to how our English teacher taught us how to reply to how are you. And let's be honest, everybody teaches like that. Estoy bien, I'm fine. But en la vida real, no contestamos siempre lo mismo. In real life, we do not reply always the same. So for that matter, I think this video es muy importante, very important, to grow your knowledge of chunks. So, I will give you the first alternative in a second, but first, do you know that we publish 5 free Spanish lessons on our YouTube channel? So if you don't want to miss them, go ahead and click the subscribe button and also turn on the notifications so you can get your 5 Spanish lessons every week. If you like the content I'm making for you, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up too. So, this video has 3 sections: respuestas formales, formal answers, respuestas informales, informal answers, y respuestas a la mexicana, Mexican answers. So I advise you to stay until the end of this video if you want to know how Mexicans express themselves. First, I am going to teach you how to reply in formal situations. This means replying to people that are not your friends or to whom you don't want to give a lot of details on how el día terrible, the terrible day that you just had. Let's start by saying nada mal, not bad. Just like in English, same meaning, but in this case, you're using an alternative to estoy bien. La siguiente, the next one, excelente, excellent. And there's no need to give any more details. You're having a great day. Just like if we use todo bien, all good. I mean, this is a variant of estoy bien, todo bien, sounds kind of similar. And actually, if we use adjectives and another adverbs to bien or estoy bien, we will have several answers that you can use as an alternative to estoy bien. Let's check out together the following list. Hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? Bien, bien. Good, good. Muy bien. Very good. Todo bien. All good. Súper bien. Super good. And bastante bien. Pretty good. Alternatively, in informal situations with your friends or your family, you may use replies that can refer to el día maravilloso, the amazing day, or el día horroroso, an awful day that you're having. For example, ahí vamos or ahí voy. And this literally means we are going or I am going. And if you watch my video about ¿Cómo estás?, the way to replace it, one of them was ¿Cómo vas? So you can reply with this chunk, which is ahí voy or ahí vamos. It's just like saying I am going with the flow. I really like this answer. This actually reminds me to the following answer, which is más o menos. Or like we say in Mexico, mazo. But you have to learn with the body language. You have to say this gesture like, ¿Cómo vas? Más o menos. This means so-so, or neither good nor bad, just like, Similar to this answer, you could also say, he tenido días mejores. And just like in English, this means that definitely today is not your day. But after a long time not seeing this person, remember he or she saw you at your lowest energy levels, And today it happens that you are feeling amazing again. So you must reply with the following chunk. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo vas? ¿Cómo andas? Then you answer, mucho mejor, muchas gracias. Much better, thank you so much. And this is a way of saying thank you for caring about me in perfect Spanish. And as a last alternative that you can say in an informal situation, no me puedo quejar. I can't complain. I mean, it's not about bragging, but you have had some good days and you want to share this with your friends, but not being too much, not giving a lot of information, then just say, amigo, ¿cómo estás? No me puedo quejar. And now, finally, let's get to our Mexican replies. The following answers can only be used in a Mexican context with friends and natives, as some words might not make sense or could be rude to other nationalities. Los mexicanos tenemos formas muy raras de expresarnos. We Mexicans have really weird ways to express ourselves. But if you have Mexican friends, family, or acquaintances, feel free to use them and surprise them with your Mexican slang. So you could reply, Hola compa, ¿cómo estás? Estoy poca madre. So this one, it's really difficult for me to give you a translation because it doesn't make sense at all. But surprisingly, this means you're really, really good. Don't ask me why we use madre for anything. Madre means mother. But depending on the context you use it, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. So if you really want to know about this, just let me know in the comments below because I am also curious to know. Now, let's see the next reply. Estoy de huevos. This one actually, like, if you say it to, you cannot say this to abuelita or abuelito, your grandma or your grandpa. This is actually just between friends. And again, it wouldn't make sense as a translation because it is something related to eggs. So how you can say, I am as an egg, and how do the eggs feel? I don't know. But amazingly, this means you are wow. You're feeling amazing. This is your best day ever. So feel free to use it only with your friends. Okay? Amigo, ¿cómo estás? Estoy al tiro. Estoy de lujo. And this means you are at your highest level. You're living your luxury life. Estás chingón. You are chingón. Okay, I will leave that word for another video. And what about you are super busy and you're overwhelmed by work and you're running from one place to another? Then you must use the Mexican reply, andar en chinga o andar en friega. Again, this is very Mexican slang, so I do not advise you to use this with somebody that you don't know, because this is andar en friega is like, ay, ando en friega, ando corriendo, I am running, I have a lot of things to do. So again, this doesn't have a translation, but you can use it if you are in this situation. And finally, the worst thing that you can say in Mexican Spanish is estoy que me lleva la fregada. This is when things are going so bad, you're in the worst mood. Like imagine, that day you broke up, you lost your job, you have no money, and your friend comes by and say, hey amigo, ¿cómo andas? And you reply, estoy que me lleva la fregada. Like literally, really, really, really bad. There's no translation for la fregada, so it's very hard for me to tell you what does that mean. I really hope that you don't get to use this answer because that means you're having a really, really, really bad day. So, mis amigos, ¿cómo están hoy? How are you today? Please let me know in the comments below with your favorite reply. I am really excited to know what have you learned today. So, guys, if you want to take your Spanish to the next level, don't forget we have a free Spanish training that you can access to understand how our method works and how we teach you Spanish with our cramming word lists nor grammar drills that lead you nowhere. So feel free to check out that link inside the description box. I'm going to see you next week with another interesting Spanish lesson. Hasta la próxima y adiós!